2-4, solving equations with variables on both sides. When we are solving equations that have variables on both sides, we use the addition or the subtraction property of equality to write an equivalent equation with variables on one side. So your goal is always to get the variables on one side. So you just have to pick which side you want to work with and where you want to go. In this case, it's probably easiest to add 7a to both sides. So that gets the 7a away from this side, and I add it over here. So now I have 12a plus 2 equals 6, and then you would be able to begin to solve since you have the variables just on one side. So let's take a second to pause the video, rewrite the equation so the variable is on one side of the equation. You don't have to worry about solving yet, you're just trying to get the variable on one side. So the first example there is 3w plus 2 equals 7w. Well, we know that if we subtract the 7w from the other side, that's going to leave us with a 0, which is okay. But I think the easiest thing is to take the 3y to the 7, or 3w. Sorry, so you subtract 3w over here, you also subtract it over here. So we have 2 equals 5w, and then for the next one you have 1.3c equals 3.3c plus 2.8. So again, you can just subtract the 3.3 over here and subtract the 3.3 over here. So now over here we have negative 2c equals a 2.8. Sometimes when we're solving equations, we have grouping symbols. The grouping symbols can include parentheses or brackets. When you have grouping symbols, you want to make sure that you first distribute before you get rid of the grouping symbols. So in this example, we want to distribute the 3 into here before I continue solving. So we would have 8s minus 10 equals 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 2s is 6s. Now I would continue to solve. I could add my 6 to both sides so that my s is on the same side. So I would have 14s minus 10 equals 18, and from there we would be able to continue solving. So let's pause the video to try a few examples. Make sure you distribute in before you continue solving. So for example number 1, you want to distribute the 6 into everything on the inside first. So we would have 30m minus 18. Then you want to distribute the 1/3 into everything. 1/3 of 24 is 8. 1/3 of 12 is 4. Now you want to get the m's together, so we're going to subtract 8 over here. Subtract 8 over here. So we have 22m minus 18 equals 4. We're going to add 18 to both sides. So I'm going to write it over here. 22m equals 22. So m would equal 1. Then for the next example, you distribute the 7 in. So we have 7n minus 7 equals negative 6 plus a negative 2n. Again, you want to try to get your variables together. So we can add a 2n over here. So we have 9n minus 7 equals negative 6. If we add a 7 to both sides, we have 9n equals 1. So then n would equal 1/9. Sometimes when we're solving equations with variables on both sides, we also come up with what we would call special solutions. So you may have 2 equal to 2, the number equal to itself, or you may come up with 0. Those are some special solutions. So we're going to do some examples here so you can see what those are. So this first example says 5x plus 3 equals 3 times 5x minus 4 minus 10x. We just learned that we distribute first. So 5x plus 3 equals 15x minus 12 minus 10x. So you first want to combine these x's that are over here together. So 5x plus 3 equals 15x minus 10x is 5x minus 12. So now if we want to get the variables together, we would say, well, we just subtract the 5x. Well, then we also subtract the 5x over here. So then that ends up with 3 equals negative 12. And we know that's not equal, so we put a not equal sign. And here you would just say no solution for your answer. The next example here, we distribute our 3, so we have 6b minus 3 minus 7 equals 6b minus 10. So we first combine our negative 3 and our negative 7. So we have 6b minus 10 equals 6b minus 10. So obviously these would be equal to each other. And so this answer would be all numbers, because no matter what number you plug in for b, you're going to plug it in on both sides, so your answer is going to be equal to itself every time. Pause the video to complete the lesson review. There's only 3 questions here, but make sure that you leave enough space, as some of these can be pretty lengthy. Make sure you show me these problems for verification of watching this video.